It's already become a co-worker, probably your assistant, and sometimes even your therapist. Yeah, but although I don't recommend AI to be a therapist though, yeah. Automation has been reshaping the industries faster than you can ever say digital transformation. Yeah, gone are those days where we were using those dusty cabinets with full of files. Everybody has started ditching those old dusty filling cabinets, and we are all moving to the cloud. Yeah, and even beyond. We are talking about, let's say, decentralized systems. We are talking about blockchain based trust models. The world is talking about smart contracts that doesn't even need a middleman. It's like, probably I would say, the business world has just discovered a cheat code. I don't know how many of you were, hearing the digital transformation or the word digital for the first time during the COVID, just before COVID and during COVID. It was a big buzzword. Everything was online, and teaching was online, and digital was just a buzzword. Now, in 5 years, I see that the word digital itself has become a baseline. It's not a buzzword anymore. I see that in countries like UAE, from finance to fashion, companies are literally reimagining their models to be digital first. And the word decentralization, it's not just for crypto pros anymore. Yeah, it's about empowering individuals. It's about how companies are increasing their transparency, how they are building systems that don't rely on a single point of failure. So now, who's the real game changer in all this? Yes, we are talking about global shift. Everything is changing in 2025. Yes, I do understand. But who's the real game changer? It's you, yeah, or rather the consumer. The pandemic, if you look back 5 years back in 2020, yeah, the pandemic didn't just change how we shopped. It actually changed why we shop. Yeah, it gave us a reason, it gave us a meaning. People were tying up their belts because they were fearing for jobs, and it actually changed the way why we shop. Today's consumers, if you see, they are very, very savvy. They are values driven. I would say they are allergic to anything that smells inauthentic, because we are not just buying products, we are trying to buy a purpose. We want to know, or they want to know, what does your brand stand for? Are you sustainable? Are you inclusive? Do you care about the same things that I care? Yeah, and if you are a businessman, if you are into business, and if your answer is yes, you've got a customer. If not, well, better luck next time. Yeah, so how does this all account to business? The main point here is that the winners in 2025 won't be the biggest or the oldest. They are going to be the boldest. The ones that can pivot fast, the ones that can innovate fearlessly, and the ones that can stay actually deeply connected to human needs. At the end of the day, technology is just a tool, right? It's about how we use it to solve the real problems that makes the difference. And, here's the big mindset that all of us want to be here with. Change isn't a wall to climb. We are already in a situation. We are in a wave to ride. And it's high time that we realize that. Yeah, so all of us are literally in a situation where we have to just grab our surfboards, and because the tide is already rising. So I would suggest, let's just zoom out for a moment. Yeah, the global economy in 2025. I actually see that as a Rubik's Cube. I'm not sure how many of you enjoyed using a Rubik's Cube in your childhood or even now. Yeah, it's like colorful. It's at the same time, it's very, very complex and constantly shifting. Yeah, but if you know how to twist the right pieces, definitely, yes, you can unlock some incredible opportunities. Literally, in an era a few days earlier, people were thinking the days when the global growth was just a G7 only party. Only 7 countries in the planet were deciding everything. Now, today in 2025, it's the G everyone. It's not just the 7 countries, yeah? Asia, the Middle East, Africa. I don't think they are just emerging anymore. They are actually surging, if you can see. Yeah. If you see countries like India, it's sprinting literally ahead with 800 million internet users and a digital economy that's scaling faster than a coffee bill. A country once that did not even have an internet, can you believe it has 800 million internet users and it's still surging? And UAE, the country that we thought UAE is all about skyscrapers, no, it's not the case anymore. Yeah, it's building a future powered AI, clean energy, innovation, and even Africa. It's not the dark horse anymore. Yeah, even they talk about fintech, they talk about renewable energy startups. It's trying to attract billions in VC funding. It's actually a continent on the rise. It's not anymore a dark continent. Yeah. So today, a startup in Nairobi can pitch to investors in Berlin, they can serve clients in Toronto, and they can actually hire talent from Manila. Yeah. Everything just before lunch. We just start up at, we just start the day at 9, and by lunch, you have millions and trillions of investors serving clients. Yeah. So borders, what's borders? Yeah, we are in that situation to even think about what's borders. I don't think we have the terminology borders existing anymore. Yeah, all big thanks to digital trade, remote work, let's say global freelancing. Yeah, the world is become a big marketplace without walls. Yeah, so the only passport that we need is a bold idea and probably a very good Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, so that's going to be our new passport. And if you see the sector of finance, yeah, there is a lot of innovation happening in finance, energy, and even logistics. If you can look at what's happening around. Innovation is not just happening in Silicon Valley anymore. It's happening in supply chain. It's happening even in solar farms. It's happening in smart ports. Finance literally has been redefined by decentralized finance, mobile banking, AI-driven risk models. Yeah, and energy sector globally is going green, going and it's going clean and lean as well. Yeah, logistics, we are all thinking about drones, digital twins, and predictive analytics. Yeah, it's not just trucks and warehouses anymore. We are talking about drones and predictive analysis everywhere. Yeah, so looking at 2025, I feel resilience and responsibility has become a new business mandate. I don't think any of us can even deny that resilience and responsibility is going to rule the world. Yeah, so we can't sugarcoat it. Of course, the world is still wobbly. Yeah, of course, I can't say geopolitical tensions and climate change and supply chain hiccups are not existing. Of course, they are real. But the truth is, definitely there is a twist. Yeah, resilience is the new ROI. ROI. So if you look into ESG, environmental or social or governance, it's not just a checkbox. It's a compass. Investors want it, consumers demand it, and the boards are finally actually listening. Yeah. So in 2025, geography is not going to define your opportunity. It's the mindset that's going to define the opportunity. If you are going to be agile, ethical, or globally minded, you're not just surviving, you are thriving. So whether you're in Dubai, Delhi, or Dhaka, it doesn't matter. The future is yours to shape. Yeah, just remember, in the economy, the bold don't just go big, they go global. Let's play a quick game. Yeah. So, what do AI or solar panels or wearable health trackers and digital wallets, they all have in common? What is that? That has a common thing. Yeah. Again, they are not just the buzzwords. They are billion-dollar industries. They're all hiring everywhere that the thought of hiring has come in. Yeah, so let's break down one by one every single sector. The every single sector, like I said, nothing is just growing. Literally every single sector today, they are exploding with opportunities. We are all aware of it, and we are all witnessing the same. Yeah, if you see technology and AI innovation, they are the brain of the future. Yeah, so literally, I would say every company today is a tech company. Even if you're selling bananas, we call it a tech company. But why? Yeah, because behind every product, we have a supply chain, we have a CRM, we have a chatbot, and we even have a predictive algorithm. Yeah, generative AI is just a writing code, it's creating art, and maybe even your next marketing campaign. Who knows? Automation is doing the grunt work. It's become faster, it's become cheaper, and it's doing everything without a coffee break. Yeah. So, and data analytics, it's literally a crystal ball now. It's helping businesses predict trends. It's helping to personalize experiences. It's helping us to make smart decisions. Yeah. So if you understand AI, if you understand data governance, if you understand digital ethics, congratulations. You are not just employable, but you are indispensable. Yeah, and again, if you look into the sector of green tech and renewable energy, yeah, so it's become the planet's big business plan. Sustainability is not just a hustle, it's a main gig. Yeah, if you look at UAE's net zero 2050, if you look at India's renewable energy mission, they are more than policies, they are startup magnets. Yeah, so roles like I would say ESG consultants, carbon strategists, circular economy managers, they are just popping up faster than charging stations. Yeah, green has become the new gold. Green has become the new hiring. Yeah, and post pandemic, healthcare has gone digital, and we are not going to go back. Telecommunication or telemedicine has become a new table stakes. Yeah, so wearables are tracking everything from your heartbeat rate to your hydration level and whatnot. AI diagnostics, they are helping doctors make faster, helping doctors make accurate decisions. Yeah, so we are not just talking about doctors and scientists. We need business minds to manage innovation, to manage, to optimize supply chains, to enhance patient experience. It's not just about scientists or doctors and only science. Business really matters. Yeah. So if you see fintech, if you see e-commerce, they have literally become the wallets of tomorrow. Cash is out. Yeah. Clicks are all in. It's all about clicks. So it's all about digital banking, blockchain. It's all about contactless payments, how it makes the payment more exciting, more inclusive. AI-powered personalization is turning on online shopping into curated experience. Yeah, it's like having a personal shopper. It's not just those heroes of movie heroines or Bollywood and Hollywood heroes that had a personal shopper. Now each and every one of us, every single common man in the planet can have a personal shopper who knows your style and who knows your budget. Yeah, so if you got skills like UX or digital marketing or financial innovation, it has literally become your playground. So education has left the classroom and it has literally entered the cloud. skill learning apps, virtual classrooms, if you see AI tutors, they are making education more accessible than ever. Yeah. So whether you are in Lagos or London, you can actually learn Python, you can learn philosophy or even pastry making just using your phone. Yeah, you'll see a lot of home baked chefs popping out every now and then on Instagram and Facebook with no proper educational background. How is this even possible? Yeah, so it's a sector where business meets purpose and impact is global. So like I said, it's not just industries, yeah, it's the ecosystems of opportunity. You need strategists, you need storytellers, you need analysts and leaders. In other words, all these people need you. If you're wondering whether to place your best in 2025 or beyond, all we have to do is just follow the growth, follow the green, follow the data. Most importantly, follow your curiosity. Yeah, because the future is not belonging to the biggest, the future belongs to the boldest. Yeah. So let's be honest. If you've ever heard a business idea scribbled on a napkin or a dream that you've shelved for someday in future, well, someday just called you, yeah, and it's spelled as 2025. We are living in what I like to call as a startup renaissance. We are living in a startup renaissance. Why? Yeah, because starting a business today, it's definitely easier than it was a few decades back, and definitely cheaper and faster. We don't need anymore a corner office. We don't need a warehouse. We don't need $1 million investor. If I have a laptop, if I have an excellent Wi-Fi and a little bit of caffeine-fueled courage, I'm all set to go. Yeah, so lot of platforms, and thanks to like platforms like Shopify, Canva or Notion or Stripe, you can actually build a brand, you can launch a product, and you can start selling all before your coffee gets cold. You want to open a store? There is an app to teach you how to do that. You need a logo? Yes, AI has got you covered. Are you looking for customers? Yes, social media is your global megaphone. Yeah. So the barrier to entry has never been lower as of now. Yeah. And the opportunities has never been higher. Yes. If you see the governments, they are literally cheering us. You heard that right. Yeah. Governments traditionally known for red tape, they are now rolling out the red carpet for entrepreneurs. Initially, we considered governments to be a red tape. No, we are not in that situation anymore. Yeah. So if you see Startup India, if you see UAE startup visas, if you see Singapore's global incubators, EU Horizons, they're not just programs, they are launch pads. They are giving us grants, tax breaks, mentorship, co-working spaces. Everywhere it's just handed out like they are handing out candies at a tech conference. Yeah. So if you've got a good idea, if you've got a solid plan, definitely there is someone out there who wants to help you build it out. Yeah. And again, venture capital is flowing into Asia, Middle East like never before. But definitely, again, there is a twist here. Yeah. Investors are not just chasing unicorns, they are backing clever execution. They are looking at scalable models. They are actually looking at real problem solvers. Yeah. Health technology, yes, it's a hot cake. Digital services, practically on fire. Yeah. Green energy, even hotter. Yeah. So if your idea solves a problem, adds value, and it can scale, you are not just fundable, you are irresistible. Yeah. So we are in an era of intersection of technology, talent, and purpose. It's more than a business trend. It's literally a cultural shift. People want to build things that really matters. People wants to solve problems. People wants to leave a mark. And guess what? All of us, you and I, are a part of it. Yeah. So if you ever said one day probably even I have told this when I was a child, yeah, 10 years back or even 20 years back. I always say, one day I'll start something. Yeah, so let me just remind you gently, the best time to start was yesterday, and the next best time is today. Whether you're dreaming of a tech startup, or you're dreaming of a social enterprise, or just a side hustle that turns your main gig, 2025 is your green light. The world is ready. Yeah, the tools are here. The stage is set. All that's missing is only you. The consumer mindset. Yeah. So who's the real boss? Having said all this, who's the real boss in business today? It's the consumer. And let me tell you, they've all had a glow up. Yeah. So gone are the days where people bought things because they were on sale or because they had a catchy jingle. Yeah. I don't think we are hooked to those things anymore. Today's consumers, they are savvier, they are sharper, they are more value driven than before. Yeah, I don't think I just need a product. I want a story, I want a purpose, and I want a reason to believe. Yeah, so I've officially entered the me economy. Consumers want products that feels like they were just made for you, made for them. From custom skincare routines, if you see internet, it's all buzzing with custom care. Yeah, be it a skincare routine to playlists that knows your mood better than your best friend, literally. Yeah, so algorithms are new personal shoppers, subscription boxes are the new department stores, and if your brand doesn't know the name, birthday, or a favorite coffee order, you're already behind. Yeah, if it doesn't know consumers birthday and coffee order, we are already behind. We are in that situation. Yeah, so today's buyers are voting with the wallets. Yeah, they want to know everything. Are you ethical? Are you sustainable? Do you care about the same things that I do? Yeah, if you see brands like Patagonia, see brands like Body Shop, see Tom's, they are not just selling products, they are selling principles. And guess what? They are actually building loyalty. Yeah, in 2025, I would say purpose is the big price tag. Yeah, consumers are detectives. They have everything to detect in front of them. You can't fool them anymore. Yeah, so they'll Google your supply chain, they'll read your reviews, they'll check your carbon footprint before even they click add to cart. They're not just going to click add to cart anymore. Greenwashing, yes, they'll call it out. Hidden fee, yes, they'll tweet about it. Yeah, bad labor practices, they'll cancel you before even your campaign drops. So transparency is not an option anymore. It's your brand's insurance policy. Yeah, so from plant-based burgers to plastic-free packaging, people are choosing products that actually aligns with ethics. They want to know their coffee is a fair trade, their clothes are not made in sweatshops, the technology is not contributing to e-waste, that because these are all just the trend. Yeah, it's a conscious shift in how we define value. Yeah, so we are seeing a shift from owning things to experiencing them. Why buy a car when you have Uber or rent or a car share? Why you have to buy a DVD when you can actually stream everything ever made? Why you buy a product when you can actually subscribe to a lifestyle? So experience based models are booming. Yeah, they are sticky. People just don't want to buy, they actually want to belong. So it means that you can't just sell, you have to connect, solve a real problem, be radically transparent, tell a compelling story. Above all, it's time for us to be a human. Yeah, because in 2025, authenticity sells more than advertising could ever. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, technology is the greatest equalizer in business. It allows, like, let's say, small startups to compete with big corporations. Artificial intelligence is automating repetitive work. Cloud computing is allowing global collaboration. Social media is transforming ordinary into brand ambassadors, which we are all witnessing. Yeah, even 10 years back, if somebody was a housewife, today they call themselves a brand ambassador. Yeah, influencer. So platforms like TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, they have all become literally business engines. They are not just entertainment hubs anymore. Yeah, so we are in a situation to embrace technology. We can't fear it. Those who use it effectively is going to lead the next generation of entrepreneurs, and it's high time we realize that. Yeah, so sustainability is no longer again optional, it's become an essential. Yeah, so across the world, consumers and investors are looking into eco-conscious products and practices. And the governments, again, they are rewarding businesses that prioritizes the environmental and social impact. From electric mobility startups in India to solar energy products in Dubai, green entrepreneurship is literally redefining what profitability really means. It's all about the circular economy, reusing, recycling, regenerating. That's the momentum. Yeah. So the companies that saves the planet is going to lead the future market, and that's all about it. So yes, we've spoken enough about AI, technology, and all this. So what is the truth? Yeah, the future of work doesn't care where you went to school. We are no longer in that situation. It cares about what you can do. Degrees are great, yes, but skills are the new currency. In 2025, the most valuable professionals are not the ones with fanciest titles. They are the ones who can adapt, who can think, who can lead the world. That's changing faster than your phone's software updates. Yeah. So, in a world drowning in data, it's the ability to make sense. That's the goal. Can you spot patterns? Can you solve the questions? Can you ask right questions? Yes, if you are ready ahead of the curve. If not, don't worry. It's a skill you can build. Yeah. So think of it like a mental weightlifting. The more you flex it, the stronger it gets. Yeah. So like I said, resilience and flexibility has become your inner shock absorbers. Yeah. We have to face it. Change is the only constant thing. New tech, new tools, new ways of working. Yes, the occasional global curveball. Yeah, resilience is the ability. It's all about bouncing back. Yeah, and flexibility is your ability to bend without breaking. So if you see about leadership today is not just about titles. It's about influence. It's about initiative. It's about integrity. Whether you're leading a team, whether you're leading a project, whether you have just started your own career, yeah, the ability to inspire, the ability to communicate, the ability to make decisions under pressure is priceless. Yeah, pressure is everywhere. Remember, leadership is not just about being the loudest in the room anymore. It's about being the one people trust when things are getting tougher and tougher. Yeah, you don't need to be a coder. If you talk about technology, people are like, I see students asking me, Ma'am, but I'm very bad in coding. Yeah, you don't need to be a coder, but you need to understand the tools shaping your industry. AI is not for engineers, it's for marketers, managers, and strategists. Yeah. Cybersecurity, it's not just an IT issue, it's a business survival skill. Data literacy, it's a reading comprehension. Yeah. It's all about opportunities. Yeah. So the more digital you become, the more human skills matter. Remember that. Yeah. I'm not going to say we are all going to enter only technology and become a tech savvy. Yes, human skills does matter. Empathy will help you understand your customers. Active listening any day is going to help you form better teams. Creativity definitely is going to help you solve problems that no algorithm can. Yeah. So the best professionals in 2025 are not the ones who knows everything. They are the ones who cannot stop learning. Yeah, take online courses from AI to storytelling, find a mentor or just be one. Join cross-functional projects, ask for feedback. Yeah, so whether you're an entrepreneur or a manager or just figuring out your next move, remember this. The most important skills of all is the ability to keep learning, because the world is not going to change. The real experts are the one who are going to stay curious. So let's be honest. If I would say if entrepreneurship is a party, definitely 2025 is a VIP section, because the barriers are down, the tools are up. It's actually a golden time. Yeah, forget trying to be everything to everyone. The real magic is micro. Hyperlocal food delivery for specific diets? Yes. Subscription boxes or left-handed artists who loves eco-friendly supplies? Why not? Yeah. Do you have a platform for pet yoga? Okay, maybe not, but you get the idea. Yeah, the internet has made it possible to build a thriving business by serving a very specific audience. Yeah, so doing it better than anyone else. You don't need a factory or a storefront. All you need is a solution and a screen. Virtual assistants. Think of less inventory, more ingenuity. Think less overhead, more achievement. Yeah, if you can solve a problem with the tech, you've got a business, and if you can scale it, you've got a rocket ship. Yeah, so welcome to the age of multi hibernate. Yeah, you're not just a designer, you are a designer, you're a podcaster, you're a YouTuber, you're a crypto enthusiastic, you with a side hustle. Yeah, so there are a lot of platforms. You don't need a brand, you don't need a boss. Yeah, basically all you need is a brand. You don't need a resume anymore, you need a following. Yeah, in 2025, creativity is your capital, your content is your currency, the world is your co-founder. Yeah, you can have a designer in Nairobi, a developer in Bangalore, a marketing strategist in Lisbon. Yeah, so entrepreneurship in 2025 is not about having the money. Yeah, it's about having the momentum. If you've got an idea, if you've got a skill, or if you've got a passion, now it's the time to turn into something real, because it's not just a trend, it's a movement. Yeah, the world is waiting for your spark. Yeah, just don't wait for the perfect moment. Let's create one. And yes, we've been speaking only about the opportunities, but what about the challenges? Yeah, so it's not the road, although we are in 2025. Let's be real. Yeah, the road to business success in 2025 is not all about sunshine and unicorns. Yeah, it's again with AI and everything. We are in a high-speed roller coaster with a lot of unexpected loops. Yeah, but definitely there is a good news. Every challenge is also an opportunity. If you know how to ride the wave, yeah, you should learn how to unpack the big three. Yeah, volatility and digital disruption, because markets are moving faster than ever. Yeah, one day you are on the top of the trend, next day boom, there is another new app, new algorithm, and a new regulation that has changed everything overnight. How do we do with all these challenges? You have to stay agile. Yeah, build a business that can pivot, not just persist. Invest in foresight, read the trends, follow the data, listen to the customers, like as if your business completely depends on it, because it actually does. Yeah, embrace the experimentation. Yeah, disruption doesn't destroy everyone. Let's get out of this notion disruption destroys everyone. It just exposes who's not paying attention. That's it. Yeah, if you see the access to capital, yes, funding is out there, but it's not falling from the sky. Yes, you have funds everywhere on Instagram, on social media, but it's not just falling from the sky. Yeah, startups still face the classic challenge. How do you get someone to believe in your idea before even you prove it? How do you deal with it? Learn, pitch with a purpose, explore a lot of alternatives, crowdfunding, angel investors, government grants. Yeah, you have everything on your table. Yeah, sometimes the best funding is revenue. Customers are the best investors. Sometimes they don't just ask for equality, they ask for value. Yeah. And what about the regulatory change? It's like a rule book being rewritten, I would say. Yeah. From data privacy to regulatory landscape, everything is shifting. Yeah. What was legal yesterday might be a compliance nightmare today. Yeah. And you might be completely out of it tomorrow. How do you deal with it? We have to stay informed, subscribe to updates, industry groups, don't ignore the fine print. Yeah, build with ethics in mind, be transparent, be inclusive, sustainability by design. Yeah, try to get expertise help, a good legal advisor, because it's actually worth their weight in gold. Yeah, at least some of us might be saved from lawsuits. Yeah, yes, the challenges are real, so are the tools, so is the talent, so is the opportunity. Yeah, so 2025 success doesn't come from avoiding problems, it comes by outsmarting them. Be bold, be curious, be ready. Yeah, most importantly, be resilient, because the future doesn't belong to those who play it safe. It belongs to people who can actually adapt, evolve, and keep moving forward no matter what. Yeah, so that's what is going on. So if you see the future of workforce, or I would like to call it like 3.0 era, yeah, it's flexible, it's digital, it's powered, but we have to remember the fascinating duo, humans and machines. Yeah, so you have to remember both. If and again, the most important thing that you need to remember is the human AI collaboration. It has become like a new powerful AI couple. Yeah, humans versus AI, or is it going to be in 2025? It's not humans versus AI. I hear everybody saying, is AI going to replace the humans? Definitely no. It's going to become humans plus AI. It's AI can never replace humans, but we are going to join hands. We are going to become the new power couple. Yeah. So AI handles everything that is repetitive. Humans bring magic. Yeah. AI can never bring magic. Remember that. Empathy, creativity, or judgment and leadership, it's all in the hands of humans. Yeah. So probably AI can be your intern, yeah, who never sleeps, or has a visionary. Yeah, but the future of workforce is never about replacing people, it's about augmenting them. Yeah, so remote work, again, it's no longer a place. Yeah, it's not. The office has become an optional, commute is cancelled, dress code business on top, and I see a lot of people having a business blazer on top with pajamas on the bottom. Yeah, that's become a new dress code now. So remote has not just become a trend, it's become a big cultural shift, and we've got to accept it. Yeah, companies are realizing that productivity is not just tied up to the desk. It's all about trust, it's all about tools, it's all about time zones. Yeah, if you can lead, communicate, and deliver results from anywhere, yes, you're already future ready. Yeah, so the gig economy is no longer just for Uber drivers and food delivery. Yeah, which we see it everywhere. It's for designers, it's for developers, it's for consultants, even CFOs. Yeah, people want freedom, flexibility, fulfillment. It's all about win-win strategy, which is growing very fast. Yeah, so the future workforce is fluid, flexible, fearless. It's powered by technology, it's driven by purpose and built on collaboration. But yes, AI can never replace a human. Yeah, whether you're leading a team, building a startup, or navigating your own career path, remember one thing: adaptability is your edge, curiosity is your compass. Yeah, and collaboration is the superpower. It's everything. Yeah, so I see a lot of students asking, what kind of courses should they pursue in future? Yeah, what kind of trends are going on? Because the system that we had 10 years back does not even exist today. the courses that we had 5 years back does not even exist today. Yeah, so even the business education in 2025 is having a major glow up. Gone are the days where people were only talking about traditional MBAs, which was seen as a golden ticket to enter. Yeah, today learning is modular, learning is mobile, and it is made to measure. We are not just talking about what people are learning. We are talking about how, why, when they are learning. And that's changing everything. We don't have any age refinement anymore. I wouldn't say we admit only students of this age group or that age group. Yeah, age is not at all hindrance anymore. Yeah, so we are living in a world where you have to say hello to micro credential, digital batches, and AI powered learning paths. Yeah, so, want to master ESG? There is a badge for that. You want to upgrade your skill in storytelling? Yes, there is a 3-week course for that. Are you curious about AI? Yes, there is a chatbot to teach that. Yeah, and the best part is, yes, you can learn from your pajamas, you can learn from your phone, or you can even learn from your um, meetings. So definitely I would say traditional MBAs. Yeah, so I wouldn't say you are in a situation where to do a traditional MBA, it's no longer the default, because the world is asking for specialists, not just generalists. Yeah, lot of programs in sustainability, data analytics. It's not about letters or your name anymore. It's all about the skills behind the screen. Yeah, so if you see the curriculum and faculty adaptation, yeah, teaching what matters now is very important. Yeah, because curriculums are redesigned to reflect the real-time industry needs. Faculties are becoming facilitators, mentors, digital content creators. Yeah, so the classroom is where you bridge theory with practice. So, what's in a world of, if I hear a lot of students asking me, in a world of automation and algorithms, what theories really matter? What skills do you think is in demand? I would say definitely human skills. Yeah. It's all about ethical leadership. It's all about communication. It's all about resilience, because change is the only constant. These are not just the power skills. For me, these are this is what makes a great leader stand out in the digital world. Yeah. So the future of business education is about flexibility, about staying focused and being fiercely human. Yeah. It's all about learning what matters, when it matters, and what fits in your life. Yeah, the smartest people in the room aren't the ones who knows everything. They are the ones who never stops learning. There are a lot of emerging roles in business, I would say. We have new roles everywhere that was not even existing few years back. There is a growth manager role, there is an ESG consultant, there is a digital product manager, there is AI strategy leads. So you have to keep constantly looking what kind of roles are evolving. Yeah, there are a lot of roles. What's common across all these roles is the traditional, they all blend traditional business competencies. Yeah, like strategic thinking, or I would say like a stakeholder management. Yeah, so you have to encourage adaptability and continuous learning, whether it's micro credential or executive education or even certification. Upskilling is very, very important. That's what really matters, because every role is not just a job. It's strategic enablers of growth, innovation, and impact. So again, if you have a look at the regional outlook, how regional dynamics is shaping the business education and career opportunities globally, yeah, it's amazing to see how there is a huge growth in Asia Pacific region. It has become a surging demands for specialist master programs, especially in technology, in finance. They're actively seeking blockchain, cybersecurity, financial engineering in countries like China, India, Singapore. They are investing heavily in education infrastructure and innovation hubs. Yeah, and if you shift to Europe, Middle East, and Africa, the focus here is slightly different. Here, institutions are constantly looking for prioritizing ESG integration, digital transformation. They are focusing more on sustainability strategy, green finance, and corporate responsibility. So in contrast, if you look into America, particularly in US and Canada, they are focusing more on executive education and lifelong learning. Yeah, there is a huge shift towards flexibility, career aligned programs, and everywhere you will see globalization and remote work. Yeah, it's reshaping the career mobility. Yeah, so professionals can actually work across borders more easily, collaborate with the international teams. Yeah, so it means you have to consider regional trends, industry demands, and global competencies to actually sustain. So, having discussed all this, what's going to be, we've spoken enough about trends, we've spoken, I think, about technologies and transformation. So, let's talk something practical, yeah? So, what can you do to thrive in the fast evolving world of business? Yeah? The first most important thing is identify your niche, find your sweet spot. In 2025, trying to be everything to everyone is a fast track to being invisible. Whether it's your business or relationship, you cannot be everything to everyone. It's high time that we realize that. If you're going to try to do that, you're going to be invisible. Yeah. Find the intersection of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs. It can be a sustainable fashion. It can be an AI powered HR. It can be a pet friendly co working spaces. That could be your niche. Yeah. So you have to upscale in emerging areas. Literally. The careers that you got here won't necessarily get you there. Yeah. You can learn AI basics, digital literacy, ESG strategy, cybersecurity. Even if it's not your core field, go for it. There are a lot of platforms. Think of upskilling as career insurance. Yeah. So upskilling is a career insurance. It's definitely a more fun. Yeah. So the word insurance doesn't have to give hiccups in your stomach. Yeah. So try to have a cross sector experience, mix it up. Yeah, cross pollination. AI, you can be a marketer who understands coding, you can be a finance expert who knows sustainability, you can be a healthcare professional who knows UX design. Yeah, so learning doesn't stop at graduation. It's a lifelong adventure. Find a mentor who has been where you want to go. Be a mentor for someone who's just starting. Yeah, join communities, attend webinars, probably like this one. Keep asking questions. Yeah, don't just drift. Design your career. Set goals. Track progress. Reflect. Build a personal brand that reflects your value and reflects your vision. Yeah, opportunities. 10 years back, people used to, mentor you. People used to say, opportunities, they knock. I don't think so. Yeah, opportunities don't just knock, they are scrolling. So make sure you are visible. Otherwise, we'll get knocked out. Yeah. All right. So I think I've got you covered a lot today, from AI to ESG to from gig work to green tech, from micro credential to macro opportunities. So let's bring it all together with one simple equation. Opportunity plus adaptability plus innovation is going to be a future ready success. Yeah. So to break it down, let me say opportunity is everywhere, in emerging markets, in niche ideas, or even in unmet needs. The world is more connected, more digital, and more open to new ideas than ever before. Adaptability is your weapon. Yeah, the ability to pivot, learn, and evolve is what is going to separate you from those who just survive. That's what is going to make you thrive from people who are just trying to survive. Innovation, it's not just about technology, it's about mindset. It's about asking, what if, and then have the courage to find out. Yeah. So here's your action plan in just one sentence. Yeah. Be curious, be courageous, and be connected. Curious enough to keep learning, courageous enough to take risks, connected to build relationships that's always opening doors. Yeah. The future is not something you wait for, it's something that you create. And after everything you've explored today, one thing remember is you are not just preparing for the future, you are shaping it. Go out there, start something, learn something, lead something, because the next chapter of business and management is being written by people like you and me. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining me. And now let's open the floor for your questions. Feel free to share your thoughts. Let's continue the conversation beyond the webinar.
Wow, doctor. Honestly, it is a beautiful presentation. It is very insightful, and this is actually one of the most subjects that are very close to my heart. Honestly, this is about the future business, the future leaders, about business, overall in all industries and the trends, which is very interesting. I've actually had a few questions, doctor, from some of the audiences as well. They were asking a few questions, and I would like to share some. And everyone, if anyone has further questions, please, like, you can also mention them in the chat. By the time I ask Dr. Sharmila some questions, you can also please feel free to put on your questions as well. So, Doctor, one of the questions would be, do you think traditional business degrees will still be as valuable in the future as the latest trend? And how would you and like basically, and the comparison between the practical learning and in theory learning. If you can please elaborate more about this, doctor. Thank you.
Yes, that's a great and timely question. Yeah. And the answer depends on how you define valuable. If you ask me, do you think traditional degree will be valuable? But how do we define valuable? Yeah, first of all, definitely it will be valuable in several ways. Like it gives you a credibility, it gives you a recognition. Yes, it requires. I'm not, I'm not going to go and say I have a skill, but I don't have a degree. It's not going to work out. Yeah, you do require certain professional requirements, legally required for formal degrees. Yes, universities, networking. Yes, you do require soft skills, but the reality is the landscape is changing fast. Yeah. Now, along with traditional university-based learning, you require something called skill-based learning, which is catching up or even surpassing degrees in some industries. Yeah, so you have to have a hybrid. You need to have a traditional degrees at the same time. You also require a skill-based learning, which we are doing here in GBS as well. Yeah, if you see, we are not just giving programs or certifications. Every single module that we teach here, of course, it's skill based. It explores the students, it gives them the opportunity to understand what is their hidden skills. Yeah, be it short term credentials or be it tech and or entrepreneurs or anything. Yeah, so because companies these days are valuing continuous upskilling, people who learn, adapt, and evolve. They are not just looking for people with just one degree. Yes, degree is important, but you need to have continuous upskilling. Yeah, so you should have a solid degree as a base. Yes, plus specialized skills or certifications and project experience that proves real world ability. Yeah, so for me, degrees open doors, but it is skills that's going to keep them open. Yeah, probably degree could just open it, but if you want to keep it open, you need skills. Yes.
Amazing, amazing, doctor. Another question would be, in your opinion, doctor, what's the biggest challenge businesses are facing right now when it comes to management? And when we're talking about businesses, it's not corporates. We're talking about the startup world. At this stage now, you can see every day startups opening, startups closing. What's the most challenging thing? And people feel sometimes if they fail, meaning that they need to close up. but I believe you mentioned earlier as well, momentum is one important factor, and determination is another important factor as well. So, how would you advise in that sense, and to share your feedback and experience in it?
Yes, that's an excellent question again, and it's very important for anyone studying or practicing management. Yeah, so if you look at the main business challenges in management, the first and foremost important thing is adapting to rapid change. Yeah, because businesses these days are facing constant change. Let it be education or technology or customer expectations. What they like today becomes obsolete tomorrow. Yeah, but managers should help organizations stay agile and adapt quickly, which is very, very important. Like how, if you see shifting to remote or hybrid work after COVID, or integrating AI into business purposes. Yeah. And more than anything, managing people and talent. Yeah, there are n number of books on HR. There are n number of webinars and seminars going on how to manage people. But the managing the real people is a big challenge, no matter whether you are in 1925 or 2025. Yeah. So people are organizations' biggest asset, and yes, they are the biggest challenge as well. Yeah. So you have to constantly look for how to attract and retain skilled employees, how to motivate the multi-generational teams, how do you handle conflicts, how do you maintain morale. Yeah. How can you give people an opportunity to manage work life expectations so they can sustain in their work. Yeah. So as a manager, you have to create a supportive culture that boosts productivity and engagement. We are no longer living in companies were encouraging conflicts for their betterment. No, that's not what it is about. Yeah. So, and because we are also living in a world of globalization and cultural diversity, managing cross cultural teams is again a big challenge. You need to understand local laws, you need to understand ethics, you need to understand customs. Yeah. So if you are a company that is expanding from UAE to Europe or from Europe to UAE, you need to learn how to adapt management styles, marketing approaches. Yeah. And more than anything, we are in a situation where every manager faces a classic challenge. Like I said, whether you were in 20th century or 21st century, there is a classic challenge that all of us have: limited resources and unlimited goals. Yeah. So like budget control, cost efficiency, allocation of resources, whether it can be people or time or money or capital. Yeah. Balancing short term profit and long term growth. So you need to keep your mindset open for all this. Yeah. You have to look for balancing profit with sustainability. You need to learn how to manage ethical dilemmas like data privacy and these things. Yeah. And above all, you need to remember markets are evolving fast. Innovation is very, very important for you to survive. Yeah. So as a manager, as a business team, you have to encourage creativity at the same time managing risk. Yeah. So strategic decision making, you should be extremely cautious because it's under uncertainty. Yeah. So managers must make decisions with incomplete information, because especially we are in volatile situation. The biggest challenge is to predict the future trend. Yeah. Because I still remember one great saying, like 15-20 years back, when you ask a child what the world will look like in 2020, and every child I knew answered, "Oh, in 2020 the world is going to have flying taxis and flying cars." Yeah, this was the answer that I've always heard as a child. But in actual 2020, what happened? The ones that were already flying were grounded. Forget about the taxis and cars. The ones that were actually flying, they were also grounded, right? So none of us, the truth is, no strategist, no data can actually predict the future. Predicting future trend is very difficult, but what you can do is you should be able to make decisions even in volatile markets. That's the strength that you actually need, handling crisis and balancing risk with rewards. Yeah. How you respond to inflation, how you respond to global conflict, how you respond to changing consumer behavior is what is required to stay agile in your
Thank you,
business.
Doctor. Okay, because we have a few more questions, but we're gonna try to make them as short as possible because we have already passed the set time. So we're just gonna make them very quickly. You mentioned innovation is about the mindset,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
How can one blend this mindset as a local business person to meet up with those in the top league? And what will be your advice to a young entrepreneur who has failed twice starting up with a business?
Okay. So yes, again, failure is something which is very, very common, right? I mean, that's something which we all have to be prepared for. So innovation is all about mindset. Innovation is not just ideas or not just technology. People get this wrong. When I say innovation, people always relate it to Samsung and Apple, and it's not just about ideas or technology. It's about the mindset. Yeah, it doesn't start with money or fancy tools. It starts with how you see problems, how you think, and how you act differently. Yeah, it's a mindset that separates the followers from leaders. So if you are advising young entrepreneurs, you have to connect innovation with business management challenges. Yeah, change is not just an enemy. Yeah, it's okay, you have failed financially, yes, but you haven't failed from staying curious. Learn new tools, learn new trends, adapt fast. Yeah, so if you see, when COVID disrupted business, innovative startups pivoted to online delivery. Yes, 1 or 2 months everybody was stranded, everybody didn't know what to do, none of the business knew how to go on. We didn't know until when the lockdown would last. But within minutes, people, innovative business startups, they pivoted to online delivery, they started digital services, they even started hybrid models. Yeah. So innovators build teams that think, not teams that obey. Yeah, so you have to treat people as partners in creativity, not just workers. Yeah, so yes, failure is an experimentation. Failure is never a punishment. That's something which we need to remember. Yes, as you said, as you raised a question, young mindset, of course, considering failure as an experimentation comes with maturity. Yeah, doesn't come at a young stage where you start linking failure with financial obligations. You might have family to feed, and you can't just sit and experiment with failures. Yeah, so people see that as a punishment, but yes, we need to change that mindset. Yeah, unless and until you get creative, unless and until you are ready to face the financial and resource challenges, yeah, it's impossible to actually be successful. Yeah, it's all about innovation is not about having resources, it's about being how resourceful you are. Try to be resource by yourself. Yeah, start small things, test ideas quickly, scale what works. Yeah, so you can try to leverage, learn to make one idea work with 10 dirhams before looking for 10,000 dirhams. Learn to make one idea work with just 10 dirhams and then get into something big rather than stepping something big right in the beginning. Yeah, so innovation without values, it's like disruption, yeah, in disguise. So do well by doing good. Yeah, so that's what matters today. So build businesses that can help people and planet. So because like I said, consumers today trust brands that are ethical, inclusive, and transparent. Yeah, it's not just about failures, it's about the mindset.
I love it, doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll one last question and then we're gonna wrap it up. What would you suggest for an HR professional? Focus more on AI or blend it along? So
Eight.
she's an HR person, and
Mm,
do you suggest that she would blend it with HR?
mm.
Just HR or blend it along with AI? So what would you suggest in that sense?
Yeah, so you have to understand both options. Yeah, AI driven HR. So now we have a buzzword, AI driven HR. So it's using artificial intelligence tools to automate and optimize HR functions. So a lot of companies have already into it, like recruitment, performance management, training, or employee engagement. Yeah, so An HR needs to have a blended knowledge combined with human judgment. Technology can never judge. Remember that, yeah? So AI technology with human judgment, where technology supports decision making, but people still handle relationship building, empathy, and cultural aspects is what is very, very important. AI can be a game changer for recruitment. AI can screen the candidates. AI can do the performance analytics. AI can answer the employee queries using the chatbots. AI can do the predictive insights. They can save time. They can do the data-driven decision. Yes, yes, yes. They can do everything, but it lacks emotional intelligence. It can definitely misinterpret human culture or nuance. Yeah, it can definitely misinterpret ethical and privacy concerns. So definitely you need to have a blended knowledge, whether you are an AI era or in future or 20 or 30 years back. HR remains a people function. It can never be an AI function. It is a people function, but you need to blend it with the AI intelligence, as I mentioned, and at the same time try to understand emotions, motivation, and personal challenges, handling conflict, inspiring and coaching employees. Yes, but with the advantages of AI. So that's going to
Amazing,
be the
doctor.
future.
Lovely, lovely, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, our last and final question. I'm sorry, everyone. Maybe there's still a few more questions, but the time. I mean, we're a bit late in terms of the time. So, doctor, if you could just give one last piece of advice to your younger self about building a business, future, or a career, what would that be?
Um, like I said, yeah, it's all about building a business. So for me, everything is about, like I said, today the consumers are changing. Yeah, they are no longer buying things just for buying. People are buying for a purpose. So that's what is very, very important. Build with purpose, lead with people, and more than anything, grow with patience. Yeah. So a business without a purpose is going to be like a ship without a direction. Don't build a business just to make money, because this is what youngsters are for. Yeah.
Think
Whenever I ask in any class, so why do you want to learn business? And the first answer I get is to make money. Yeah. So across all the continents, I've tried raising this question across different continents, different
true.
countries, different time zones, different geography, but the answer is the same. Yeah. I want to make money, ma'am. We want to make money. So my only advice is, don't build a business just to make money, but to solve a real problem, improve lives, add value to the world. Yeah. Your purpose becomes your compass. It keeps you going when things are getting tough. Yeah. Keep asking to yourself, why am I building this? Whose life am I improving? What difference am I going to make by building this business 5 years from now? When your purpose is clear, your profit will follow naturally. You don't have to worry about money. Money will follow naturally. Yeah. So and again, remember that you are not building a business. You are building people, and the people are building business. Treat your employees, whether you are in the digital world or a non-digital world or a crypto world or whatever world you are going to be in. Yeah. Remember that you build people and people build the business. Treat your employees, customers, and partners as humans, not numbers. Yeah. Invest in relationships, trust, or culture. Be a kind of leader that others want to grow with, not just work for. So that's what really matters for me. So overnight success takes years of unseen work. So all of us have got to remember that. Yeah. Yes, we are in the world of AI. We are in a situation to be innovative, but we should also stay grounded. Innovation keeps your business alive, but values keep it human. Yeah. Blend creativity with ethics. Technology, yes, you can use technology to empower, but not to exploit. Yeah. Always stay open minded, but at the same time, never lose your integrity at any point of time. That's going to be my only piece of advice. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And honestly, it was a very interesting and inspiring presentation. I hope everyone actually got the maximum benefit out of it. We are also located in Dubai Knowledge Park, GBS Dubai, Block 5. So if any of you have any interest to know more, Dr. Sharmila is here. I'm going to be here. The whole faculty, the whole staff, we're all here to support you if you need anything at all. And I think this would be the wrap up of our session today, Dr. Sharmila. Thank you so much once again for your time. Really do appreciate it. And once again, what an insightful session. And we hope to all see you soon. And we hope that we were able to add value and to provide you with all the benefits, with all the skills. We're able to guide you at some point. It might be an hour. These trainings and practices usually take sometimes years and sometimes take multiple sessions for people to actually start, even to take things into an actionable way. However, we just wanted to summarize it for you as much as possible to give you the direction. So thank you very much once again, everyone, and we wish you a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much, Doctor, and thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone.